Welcome to the San Diego Comic-Con official Critical Role panel Q&A. Hi, guys. Who in this room has no idea what Critical Role is or has watched none of it? Welcome. Alrighty. You will prepare to be very confused.
But enjoy resting your feet with the person who drug you here.
Critical Role is a show on Twitch, on Geek and Sundry, where us, a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors, play Dungeons & Dragons weekly.
That was so succinct.
We live and die by this. Which was gifted by an awesome critter to me earlier today.
Where were you storing that dice?
Where I store all my dice. My
Make a perception
handy haversack. That's what I call it. Welcome to our panel. We have, my name is Matthew Mercer, as the paper says. I'm the Dungeon Master of the show. To my left, we have the illustrious.
A piece of paper? Why did you get a piece of paper?
Why did I get a piece of paper?
This is a bullshit.
What?
He who holds the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Johnson. Surprise guest.
We were somehow able to get her on loan from Blind Spot, so thank you, Blind Spot. So we have Sam Riegel, the illustrious bard, Scanlan Shorthall. Marisha Ray plays Keyleth. Laura Bailey, who performs Vexalia. Travis Willingham as Grog Strongjaw. Callison Jaffe as Percival DeRoe III. Ashley Johnson as Pike Trickfoot. And Liam O'Brien as the roguingly dashing Vaxildan. Well, awesome. I guess let's go ahead and get this Q&A started off. We have a microphone in the center of the room there. If you have a question, go ahead and line up at that microphone. Be respectful.
But when you're in the line, if you're waiting, it might be smart to sit on the ground so everybody around you can see.
Indeed.
Well,
Fantastic. So to begin with this, we have a fantastic armored creature at the microphone. What is your name and what is your question?
Hi, I'm Becca.
Hello, Becca.
I started watching only 2 months ago, and I've started playing D&D since then. I'm making all my friends play, so
Join us.
and I'm the DM, unfortunately.
Not unfortunately, that's
I know,
awesome.
but it's a lot of responsibility. So I was wondering, how do you balance what you tell the players and like afterwards, like if they've gone another direction? I have them asking me, well, what would happen if we went down that way? If we had like chosen to fight that guy instead of like let him go, stuff like that.
I have one answer, and it's a very strong answer, and I think it helps facilitate the storytelling, and is really the secret to being a dungeon master when a player comes to you with those questions. And it goes like this. I don't know. Because who knows at the end of going back there? And it leaves the mystery alive.
He does do that. He really, really does.
We try and get him drunk and try and squeeze stuff out of him. Like, we'll get him super liquored up and be like, oh man, remember that time with the skull? Like, if I had knocked that out of his head and then let the thing, what would have happened? He's like, you don't know.
It's super frustrating.
It's awesome. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Garrett. I've been playing D&D for about 2 years now. I've been DMing a bunch of groups on Roll20.
Fantastic, good on you, man.
And my question, but first, Sam, I still love your shirt.
Available for sale in my own imagination.
He keeps trying to convince me to get Claudia to put that in the store.
We would sell at least 35 shirts right now.
But my question is, it's for the entire group. If your character were to die,
You shut your mouth.
I know this is sometimes a hard question for some players and some it's easier question, but what would you be thinking about class-wise or just character-wise playing next?
Left.
Go for it, Taliesin.
No, that's the thing. I have lots, but I'm deaf. No. You know,
Yeah,
you
we
say
get-
them out loud, they come through.
Yeah, exactly. We get reticent about saying what characters we might want to play next because we might want to play them next. So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to tell you what's going to happen in book 2.
We thought about it though.
But we have thought about it.
We
Yeah.
had our extensive rehearsals where we work out all our lines.
Yes. Most of them are all polar opposites of the characters we're playing now.
Yeah.
Is there anything shorter than a gnome, man?
We can talk.
Okay. A smurf, perhaps?
Oh, you make a great pseudo dragon, I think.
Ooh, I like.
Pseudo dragon. It's like a tiny fairy dragon. Yeah. Well, you get to see
Wait, do they have those in the family?
possibly. Chris Hardwick has one as his pet in 4th grade named,
Oh, good, I can see
named Mrs. Doubtfire, which attacks by going, hello! And, because Hardwick.
There's an easy way to get a new animal familiar, I'm just saying.
Next gentleman, hi, what's your name?
Hey guys, I'm Zane. I met a couple of you yesterday. Thank you for stopping and talking with me. I had a question, and it was for Taliesin, but then my brother sent me another one, so I'll be texting you or tweeting you it. Since the Battle of Oman has been escalating, and you guys have been doing more, or will start doing more live shows, since those have been pretty popular with the live audience, are you planning at some point, once it reaches climax, to bring back any of your guest stars to the show? And Matt, how would you deal with having a group of 15 plus people in this epic battle?
Yeah, man.
I mean, well,
It's not like 7 is not a lot.
well, I guess, well, for one thing, the live show we had recently in LA was a great success, and we're doing a live show at Gen Con shortly. We're not going to do the live shows often because number one, we're making special. 2, they're very time intensive and expensive to do. And 3, we prefer the intimacy of playing most of our game inside the room. But it's a really cool opportunity to occasionally meet critters and to do something special for you guys across the country. As to with the possibility of a climax with other guest stars, that largely depends on what the players want to do if they build towards that climax. And 2, who's available. And 3, I've already had to think about this, and I have ideas as to different ways that type of event might transpire. So we'll have to see. I can guarantee you my survival is not guaranteed. My mental sanity for that event is not guaranteed, but epicness will be guaranteed. So there you go.
Bear shirt.
I'm going to do the silly one. If each of your characters were Pokemon, which one would it be?
If each of your characters were a Pokemon, what would they be?
I got this one.
The one down the block from my house. that I've caught like 4 or 5 times now. I don't know, what are they called?
Can you name a Pokemon besides Pikachu?
Yeah, sure. Timothy? He's like a little dragon guy. And then there's good old Lester.
Bill's brother.
Yeah, Bill's brother Lester. I got nothing. Ashley Johnson, huge Pokemon Go fanatic.
Are only half of us playing it right now? Yeah, I will Mewtwo just because he's the most evil.
Maybe Growlithe, because it's most like Minxie. Oh,
There we go.
yeah. You all better name all your Growlithes Minxie now.
I'm totally gonna do that right now.
Maybe actually my favorite Pokemons are the Raven Queen and Saturday.
Yeah.
We don't play the Pokemons, so we don't have a real answer.
There you go. I can see Scanlan as like a Gengar, that creepy, delicious grin and grabbing hands. Yeah.
Squirtle?
He totally named another Pokemon. That was awesome.
I just looked it up.
Good question, thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Kyla. Now, to follow up a completely silly question with a serious question, I'm looking to create a campaign or a series of one-shots for my young nephew who is on the autistic spectrum. Matt, in particular, I was wondering if you would have any advice on systems or store crafting that could be used towards this purpose. And Liam, if you have any advice from doing campaigns with your kids.
How old is your nephew?
He's 8, 9.
Okay, well that's right where my son is. I would suggest, and I've said this before, but I would suggest small bite-sized chunks. Let him grow into really complicated games if he really comes to it. But have one branching off thing maybe, and he can choose there, and it'll feel like the most mind-blowing thing to him. But just, I would keep it simple in the beginning, which is the same advice you give everyone, which is start at a tavern, start in a town, start in the swamp. You don't have to create the universe, and just slowly build out from there. And I think when I first started, I was planning all this stuff and not getting to like 20% of it, so it's...
Yeah, I would say also, try the best you can to present challenge without presenting character death as an immediate opportunity. For younger kids or people that are just getting introduced to a system, especially with any sort of like learning disability, you want to make sure that they feel like it's a welcoming and comfortable place where the challenges are difficult and success is really fulfilling, but nothing is worse than taking somebody who's new and fresh to that experience and going, okay, that's great, you're a wonderful adventurer, you're a hero, and now you're dead, make a new one. Can alienate very quickly. So I'd say, definitely introduce challenge and danger, but be receptive to let things slide more than you would with like a more casual or hardcore gamer that universe, definitely.
I'm massively fudging roles for these kids, and but they don't know that, and they encountered a dragon. I'm just doing the basic starter set that was the Coast release, and they had an encounter with a dragon, and they thought they were going to die. They didn't, and they loved it. So it's okay to give them a little, shake. But,
A little scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No worries, good question.
Hello. I am actually currently coming to the end of a 2-year-long campaign that I've been DMing, so it's pretty exciting.
Awesome.
Hopefully it ends well. And this is a hypothetical for all of you, including Matt. If, hypothetically, your favorite character that you have ever voiced were to play D&D, what class and race would they choose, and why?
That is a long question.
You can ignore the why.
So favorite voiceover character in D&D. Wow, this is like math.
This is like metatextual nosebleed. I'm down.
Oh man, we're so tired. I'm trying to think. Someone else say something.
I think the answer is
That would be a homebrew class, right?
Yeah. It's hard to say favorite character, but like let's say a character that we're familiar with that we like a lot as opposed to our favorite per se. I'd say one of the easiest to come to my mind would be Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Would totally play a paladin because he's a big old Boy Scout, goody two shoes, lawful good dude, and he'd probably play a human because that's not very creative, from his standpoint. And he'd probably end up getting killed in the first session by doing stupid shit like he does all the time to save people that can't be saved. So there you go.
That was a good answer.
Good job.
Good job, guys.
You did it. Good question. Better question than Leon.
Make it easy. Make it
Yep, get it easy. My name's Ian. I've been playing D&D with all my nerdy ass art school friends since high school. And recently you guys have inspired me, given me the confidence to start my own campaign as a DM, and it's been such an amazing experience with your guys' example. So I have another fun hypothetical question. If Vox Machina existed in a science fiction setting instead of a fantasy, what would each of your characters be like?
This is actually a really cool question.
Yeah.
I like this question.
I could have a blaster like Han Solo.
Yeah. Laura, what would Vixalia be in a space kind of sort of Firefly Star Wars universe?
Oh my gosh.
I would be a Klingon.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Is there magic in this sci-fi world?
Sure. Science fiction magic.
Science fiction magic. Oh man. I kind of think Keyleth would be like a droid.
Really?
I mean, she kind of runs on like weird. She picks up
and
social
like,
cues
instead of
from
being,
other
like,
people.
Like plant-based, it would be like gadgets-based?
Maybe, yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
But she's kind of robotic in nature, so she's kind of awkward and robotic. I don't know.
Learning emotions.
Yeah, learning emotions. Yeah, totally. That's what I was going for. Yes, she's got it.
I think that Bax would be sticking his hand in a Gomja bar and wearing the suit and riding Samways.
I think Pike would probably wish she were Ripley, but she would really be Sigourney Weaver's character in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I think Percy would kind of lean towards more of like somewhere between like an Oppenheimer crazed terrible person and like a little bit of like somewhere between Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom. It would be kind of be a big mess. It would be a big,
That word terrible keeps coming up.
yeah, I know. It's his keyword. Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. It's very Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic is terrible in a similar way.
Yeah. I kind of envision I envision Percival almost like Brad Dourif in Alien Resurrection. Yeah. Not saying it's a great movie, but
I feel like I'd want to be really a chick like Han Solo. Like she's got her speeder, she's got like a ship, like a flying broom.
Han Solo and I'll be Chewie.
Yeah. It's perfect. Except I think Chewie is a lot smarter than Grog.
That's true.
Sam, how about you?
I'd just be Howard the Duck.
That was an awesome question. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Melissa. Team Valor.
Woo! Squirtle.
I'm sorry. But I named my R-Canine Minxie just for you right now. So, my questions, I know. So my question's for anybody on the panel, but mainly, let's say those of you who are together in real life.
I went to talk to my husband and he was cozying up to Mercer.
This panel just got really awkward. I'll talk later with you.
No fan fiction. No fan fiction. Okay, keep going.
I mean, after last week's live streaming where you guys were all kind of together, so that was kind of fun. But does what happened on the show stay on the show, or do you guys come home sometime and kind of just have a little discussion about maybe something someone has done?
Don't say anything, Travis. Anything you say, Travis, will be used against you later. At home.
Yo, when that fucking bear almost died, no good.
No, yeah. But, I mean, if he, there's one time, I'm sure you guys have heard the story where he almost got Trinket killed. He did. Because he got impatient and he wanted us to get to a room, so he hit Trinket on the back of his butt and sent him through a bunch of traps. And I was not happy with the traps. The bear. We call him Trinket.
I have not seen a man of your size suddenly look so tiny. And when she flashed you that look.
Yeah.
Trinket lived. Travis did not live. I had to do a resurrection spell.
No, you get that question a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think I get tweeted. Like, anytime you do something mean, I get tweeted being like, "Oh shit, Marisha, Matt's sleeping on the couch tonight." And I'm like, no, I don't care that much once we get home to where I'm like, "You're on the couch." But there have been a few times where I'm like, I don't know who you are. I thought I knew. Like the Sundry thing and him like hanging all of our bodies on the Sundry, I was like, there's some deep, dark-seated shit in you that I didn't know.
That wasn't Matt, that was the Dungeon Master.
It came from somewhere inside.
Nope, two entire separate entities. Help me out here, guys. Thank you for the question.
Starstruck right now. Give me a second.
And talk
My name is Delvin. I'm a fledgling dungeon master.
Hell yeah.
I just started throwing together one-shots and homebrews for me and my friends because I've always loved the game, but nobody around to play it until I got them into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm currently torn between running the homebrew and making everything good and safely for them so they can learn their characters and get more into it, or just dropping a shitload of dangerous monsters on them and seeing how it goes. I mean, I already killed one with a pit fiend, so...
What level are they?
3.
Oh!
Okay. First off, don't do any more of that. Like, if I dropped a pit fiend on their asses, they'd probably wipe. So, like, okay.
Well, it was an illusion at the end of it. It was an illusion.
I recommend, if you want to play like a fun one-shot just to get a feel for monster balance and such, you can throw in some crazy monsters and some characters they made for fun and see how well they last. If you're trying to keep people engaged in D&D, I would recommend doing more the first one, where you develop, a safe, still dangerous, but like a fun way to introduce them to the world and keep them engaged in the story, and then you can kind of ramp up the difficulty as they get better and more invested. No more pit fiends, not for like 12 more levels.
Well, if they're talking mess about killing all my monsters, then can I drop it on them?
Which what?
Well, if they start talking mess about all my monsters, then can I drop it on them?
Well, yeah, if they start giving you shit, then drop it to their ass. But like before, but up until that point, be safe.
We live in fear.
Hi again, guys. My question's for any of you who have actually run a game. So, when was the first time any of your players have actually done fanfic of their character?
Say again?
When was the first time, if you actually GM'd the game, that one of your players did fanfic for their own character?
Well, technically, I guess the character, if we're kind of like...
No, I'm a huge fan of myself. It's fanfic, yeah.
Technically, if you consider writing character backstories, which is technically fiction about the character, then for some of them before the first session, really, and for some of them 2 years into the session...
It was developing the character still.
So I guess it depends on people's penchant for creative writing and wanting to have the free time to flesh that out. But it can vary from player to player. But some people, it was before the first session, they come at me with a page of backstory history, which allowed me to ingrain that into the story.
Who did that? Who was that? Who had the page of backstory?
That
was not me.
Actually, it was.
I didn't know what my name was.
For the first, for the first few episodes, you and Liam had worked out your guys' kind of backstory as twins.
Oh, it was us. That's right.
Yeah, so right now.
First time I ever played.
Oh.
It was like after.
Yeah, it was early, very early
You know,
in the campaign.
It was early-ish.
I mean, yeah, I wrote that backstory for me and Trinket. I totally did. I wrote a story about me and Trinket, and I sent it to Matt. I know. I've still got to send it over to Kevin and Claudia because I'm going to put it on Geek and Sundry. I'm not a writer. It's going to suck, okay? But just keep that in mind.
I read it. It's really sweet.
It's really sweet.
I always give out pamphlets of characters.
End of story.
Our characters' porn time. Sexy time. No? Nobody wants my pamphlets?
What are you talking about?
She's drunk.
Okay, I petered out there a little bit.
She's drunk.
I had some fanfic porn that I will write myself.
Pamphlets? Like, hey, you should discover the good grace of Sarah and Ray pamphlets? Like those kind of pamphlets?
If you like some, come talk to me later.
Great question, thank you.
You have only emboldened the audience.
I've been up since 5
PM. Kaylee.
Yes, that's what I'm cosplaying as.
She's dressed up as Kaylee, which is awesome.
Kaylee Shorthalts, ladies and gentlemen. Kaylee Shorthalts.
So my real name is Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi. And my question is to Matt. I've been trying to find groups to play Dungeons and Dragons for a frustratingly amount of long time. And it's gotten to the point where I figured that I should try making a game as a dungeon master. But my question is, do you think someone should experience playing Dungeons and Dragons as a player before DMing? Or should they just study up on some of the books and then DM without having played the game previously?
I don't think it's necessary, especially nowadays where you have more opportunities to have examples of dungeon mastering done, whether it be like our show or High Rollers or Real Role Play, or they're all a bunch of really, really great actual play podcasts about that show different styles of dungeon mastering and storytelling. So you get to watch those, kind of handpick what elements you like and would like to kind of emulate or incorporate into your storytelling methods. And then you can just create from there. It helps from a player standpoint because you can understand how the game mechanics work and how it is to be and think in that moment. But thanks to videos like Live Play and our show, you have an example of that experience already. So I wouldn't say it's as necessary as it used to be. If you're feeling confident and you have a good story to tell, just get a decent grip of the rules. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough where you feel like you can pretend like you know what you're doing when players ask you. You can be like, oh, just roll a dexterity check. It may not be what most people would do, but the players don't know that, and just fudge it and have fun going with it. You know, that half of being a dungeon master is just bullshitting your way through it anyway. That's half of what I do with these guys. So as long as you're confident with that, but don't show that you're bullshitting, you're fine. It's all smoke and mirrors, man.
Thank you.
No worries.
Hello, hi. I'm Lindsay, and I want to say thank you for coming to Comic-Con, and also thank you for coming today because it's my birthday. And this is And my question was, there's a lot of fan art out there, and is there anything from the show that you haven't seen fan art for, which you would really like to see?
Those porn pamphlets.
I want like fan art of Pike drawing the fan art.
Crazy look in her eye.
It's so not a sexy title. This is a porn pamphlet.
What happens when you think we sleep groggy mayonnaise? You draw porn pamphlets.
Pike has this whole hobby that none of us are aware of. You're a hentai artist on your spare time.
She's gonna publish like a 400-page book she's been working on for the past 5 years.
Thank you.
No, I mean, do we have any moments that we want to see drawn that we haven't yet seen?
I'd love to see Earthbreaker Groom handing us our asses, like
Yeah.
a combat sequence.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
I don't think there was ever fan art that came out of Keyleth choking the magician at the Winter's Crest Festival and having a panic attack. I'd kind of, of her freaking out the magician. I don't know. That was a fun one. It was fun.
It's hard to feel like something's missing. There's so much of it.
I'm gonna keep thinking. I might answer it later on.
Yeah, no, that's worth it.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it out.
We got time for a few more questions. We're gonna try and get through these as fast as possible. So we only got about 10 minutes left. So.
Hello, my name is Alex Maxwell. I was at your guys' WonderCon panel. Where I got it because of you.
I got it because of you!
Yeah. Where I asked you guys to help me solve a problematic player with his metagaming druid. Resolution, he's really, really dead.
That's a way to do it.
The chapter Tower of Fiends is all because of you guys and saying, make his friends kill him. So he was possessed, and the cleric said, F that, and crushed us into the shield. So well done.
That's sadistic. I love it.
Yeah. My household is, but as a DM, I know sometimes like the DM burnout can sort of build up after a while. And Matt, how do you, every week, especially with some of the more challenging personalities and the people that play them.
You're just closest to me. It really
Okay. It's like it's kind of like writer's block or any other creative entertainment medium. Just keeping that stream flowing fresh.
I will say, for one thing, you guys kind of inspire me to keep going. Like but no, it's the positive feedback from the community is so overwhelming on a consistent basis, and watching these guys' faces light up every week that we play, that's enough to keep me even pushing through the mildest bit of writer's block.
We love you, Dad.
I can't say that. That's weird.
Yeah, please don't. No. But there can be times where it gets hard, and if you have the opportunity of not having a weekly show that people are like, when's the next episode, Matt? If you're feeling that block, take a break. Like, find a point in the story where you can have a hiatus, like resolve one storyline, and then tell players you'll come back in a few months, and you'll be like a 6-month or a year time jump, and you can write stories during that time of what they do in the interim. And in the meantime, have somebody else try to GM for a while, or maybe try a different system for a few game sessions to just kind of cleanse your palate and get back to being inspired again. Everyone has their own techniques, and I can't really tell you what works for you because each person's method is different. But if you need to take a break and step away and try something else for a change, go for it. Sometimes that might be just enough to kind of shake you free of that stuck point.
Thank you, and you guys gave me some great voice acting advice at WonderCon, and it's made a huge difference. So thank you a lot.
Awesome.
Let's just clarify that our advice was not to kill his friend.
How's it going, everybody? Hey.
Awesome.
Thank you. My name is Patrick, not from here.
Hey,
I had a kind of a meta question. Me, my wife, and my friends, this is the first time at Comic Con, and we're having a blast. There's so many stories, but we come in at 8, 9 a.m., and we're getting home at 1, 2 a.m., and we're exhausted. But as I'm falling asleep, I'm wondering, what's it like for you guys behind the panel? What's it like rushing to try and get the next place to get your signatures done? What's it like to be in the center of Comic Con looking out? Give me fun stories, so let us know what's it like to be on that side.
Drugs are awesome.
He is not serious.
Thank God for liquid courage, man. Yeah.
I'm sorry, prescription drugs are awesome.
It's amazing. It's fantastic. I won't pretend that I don't occasionally miss being able to do that because I've got like 20 years of Comic-Con now, somewhere around 20 years of Comic-Con. I was a vendor for a while. I was a fan. I was a voice actor, and now this. It's a weird like sideways experience of the whole reality. It's fabulous though.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't even get a chance to even go on the floor. It's crazy. Like yesterday was the first time I walked on the floor, and it was just for 5 minutes as I was going from one location to another. And it's just
Yeah, I've had about 4 minutes on the floor. This is it's been 4 minutes on the floor, and this is the only time I've been
Yeah, same here.
This is good.
But this is great freaking out. It's always humbling and overwhelming, I think. Yeah, but it's always, energizing. I don't know. It's a lot of things, man. And I don't have my voice anymore because of it, so.
Yeah, I will say that is the one commonality though. We do like, we go out at night and have a really good time along with everybody else, and that's kind of cool. Like we went and saw one of our favorite DJs a few nights ago, and that was awesome. And that was just lots of people.
Smooth Thrones! There's a super secret.
What's the secret?
That's it. There's a super secret Geek and Sundry pop-up party happening.
No, yeah, you can talk about it now. Yeah.
Where is that?
It's a Flux.
Flux?
It's a
And
Flux.
there's tons of that.
Starting at 9 p.m.
There's a password. There's a secret password.
Go look online for the secret password. Look on Twitter.
It's on Twitter, guys.
Kakuna. Go look on. Barracuda. Pat Benatar. It's Pat Benatar.
No, but yeah, that reality hasn't changed. Like that's the one thing that's still the same. So I'm still having the same fun time I had at night 20 years ago.
I meant hard.
Thank you very much. All right, we're running out of time here. I might have one or two more questions here, so let's try and see if we make this happen.
We'll go faster.
All right, let's go fast. Lightning round.
Hi guys.
What's the question?
Not so much a question as a suggestion. Matt,
Yes.
how about running a session or two for only the guest players?
Session for the guests.
I mean, if the story were to ask for it, or if there was the players were like, no, we don't want to play this week, then maybe. But also at the same time, this is the story of Vox Machina. I don't want to detract too much from that. You know, maybe when they finish their arc and they want to take a break for a while, maybe then we'll bring some of the guest players in and do their own little side tangent. We'll see. We'll figure something out. I'd love to. I know they'd love to, but I want to focus on these cats first. So. Cool. Thank you.
We love our guests though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will, Chris, Felicia.
Oh, yes.
My name is Jacob.
Hello, Jacob.
Hello. I'm finishing running my campaign. It's sort of winding down, so I was playing a campaign for a bunch of brand new players who had never really played before, and one who's really excited about DMing but is incredibly nervous. What sort of advice would you give and sort of help would you provide to a person who you want to be able to play in their game when they run it? So you obviously don't want to know their whole story and help them build it, but you kind of want to give them courage, help them build a game, that way they feel comfortable with it.
I mean, first and foremost, know that it's nerve-wracking. To this day, even I still get nervous a little before every session, you know, and that's good. That kind of driving nervous energy is what gets you into it. Don't want to over-prepare, because as Liam mentioned earlier, while with children, it's not that different with adults sometimes. You prepare this much and you only get to maybe that much of it often. So you want to prepare enough to where you feel comfortable, at least, you know, slightly flesh out many things as opposed to really fleshing out one thing, because if they divert, you'll be lost. And anywhere in that space that you kind of prepare, at least you can kind of, you know, go with it and make up stuff in that realm that you're pseudo prepared for. And all in all, have fun and ensure that the players have a good time. You know, unless everyone wants to play that hardcore Tomb of Horrors like game where it's like, no, you're fucking dead, deal with it, your turn. Then you want to make sure that, you know, the players are feeling fulfilled, that they're having heroic moments, that they're, you know, having heroic failures, and that the story itself is engaging. And honestly, the only way you can prepare for that is just watching their faces and being ready to adjust it based on their reactions. It's a lot of give and take with you and the players. So, best advice I could have is just jumping in with those nerves and trying it out, and then from that learn. It's gonna be harsh the first time, but man, it's gonna be really, really invigorating and really thrilling.
Just like sex.
I'll take your word for it. Thank you.
No worries.
And he walked away.
Hi guys, I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Tongue Fury, the husband. I've been playing D&D for about 7 or 8 years now, but I've never DM'd. In a few weeks, I'm going to be DMing a game where one of the DM of our game is going to be playing my character, and he's going to be playing sort of an offshoot of my character. I'm wondering how to approach the situation for him to play my character without the other characters feeling that my character is different.
Kill the character.
Evil twin.
That's your answer.
I want to pull them into. Basically, I want to make my character kind of a copy of my character, so that that character is a bad version of my character. So that
we're with you.
so when at the end of the single campaign that I'm going to be doing is I'm trying to think how I want to approach it. They're going to be the bad guy in the situation. Yeah, like my character will be the bad guy, but it will not be my character.
Okay, then you partially answered your question already. You want to find some story thread that lets you separate the character he's portraying from yours while still being inherently a copy of the character, whether that be by a possession story arc or that there is some sort of a rift of divergence where two versions get created, one that's more of the id or the essence of their negative emotions, or you can have it be a doppelganger that ends up taking the form and somehow through some sort of arcane process adopts the memories or Rakshasa, also totally viable. So yeah, my biggest suggestion would be to find a way to separate it from your character, because as soon as you get to the point where somebody else is playing a character you're really involved with, and they do it differently than you would expect, then you feel like it's doing a disservice to something you've already put a lot of effort into. So I would recommend definitely making a separation between their version and yours. We just got a big sign over here that said, "Stop!"
Yeah, it's very aggressive.
That's our panel.
Woo! Thank you guys so much. We love you, critters.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of our show.
Next year, bigger room.
Next year, bigger room.
Tell Comic-Con, bigger room.
If you know anybody who didn't get in here, give them a hug from us, please.
We'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah.
See you on Thursday.